About 7 p.m., the Foxborough Planning Board will come to order. Just as an aside, so everyone knows, this meeting is also being held on Zoom and it is being, well, it's not being recorded. It is being, and it's being recorded. So, first item is the planner's report. Anything, my friend?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Okay. I apologize, everybody, for not being there. We've had a few personal issues here at home today. So that's why I'm not at work, I'm at work, but I'm not in the office. So planner's report. So we have exciting news. Jay Barrows and Paul Feeney got the town $50,000 a couple months ago, and we've now received the funds, and we're going to be able to use those funds. It was specifically earmarked towards the Central Street parking lot. So we'll be using those funds to repave the lot, and that has to be done by the end of June. Let's see if I get rid of that glare. No. It has to be done by the end of June. So we've been in touch with the businesses to let them know that we'll keep in touch. Unfortunately, the schedule is hard to pin down between weather and workload. So we're not going to be able to give a date today, but we will try to get as much notice. Chris Gallagher is trying to pin down at least a week, which week it'll occur, so we can give notice, because the lot will have to be cleared, and I think it's 24 hours to cure, and then 3 days after striping, or I have that mixed up. But we do have an email that sent out to all the businesses, and we will keep everybody posted. But we're very excited about this, because that parking lot is down to gravel in some areas. I don't know if anybody noticed the Fox near Town Hall coming in, but the Fox in the Borough project is launching, and so they're getting ready to put these foxes out as part of the Cultural Commission's efforts, and it's really kind of cool. It's something we've seen in other communities, and it's a real step up for the Cultural Council. On the back of your planner's report, you'll see the map showing the locations of the fox. They were supposed to be in place tomorrow night, but there's been a delay, so I'm not 100% sure they'll all be. The grand opening is happening tomorrow night as planned. Stay tuned for social media from the town. MBTA Communities, as you know, that's looming, and we're waiting to see if the commuter rail station stays permanent, but we have in the meantime filed some grant funding to see if we can get some assistance from the state to do some of the technical work, when and if we get to that. It'd be nice to have some assistance. Leading into that is the master plan. I know you guys were heavily involved in it prior to me getting here, and when I got here it was the tail end, but it was approved almost 10 years ago. So I have submitted a CIP request for next year to work on the update, and we've also submitted some grant funding. So buckle up. It's going to be master plan time before we know it. Yay. World Cup. We're beginning to plan for World Cup, believe it or not. It is such a major deal that we're starting to talk about transportation and all other issues. So I've been working with the police department. We're going to be meeting with MassDOT and start discussing that. And then everybody always points out that the Army-Navy game on December 9th is huge. So I don't really know much about Army-Navy, but from the sound of it, it's going to be a very big deal for the community. And so stay tuned and mark your calendars that there'll be a lot of people in town on December 9th. And lastly is just a reminder that Founders Day is on Saturday. So there'll be the parade and then all the celebrations. So hope to see you all there.
Hey,
and that's all I have. Yes.
Hey, quick question. Yes, Army Navy is huge. So I can attest that it literally shuts down Philadelphia when they do it there every year in a good way. But I saw the chief today, and he said that Luke Combs added another night.
That's true.
So we're going to have another, and I did, pass along, the compliments that I heard that I personally felt as well of the great job that they all did. And just to share, Taylor Swift's manager and head of her road crew or something said it was the best run operation in the country.
Oh, that's impressive. Good for them.
Yeah. So I just want to mention those things.
I heard a lot of feedback from residents and the community as well, that the traffic was so well managed in the community during the, and we all know, well, anybody who's been on Taylor Swift TikTok, like I ended up on, knows that this was a phenomenon, the Taylor Swift concert's not of the past. This was a big deal. So there were a lot of extra people at that concert and outside, and they really handled it very well. So that's hats off to the team. They worked so hard. But yes, Luke Combs was added a show. Yeah, so we have Ed Sheeran coming up at the end of the month, and there's a lot. I think I counted 7 concerts between now and December 9th or so. So I believe that's where they're at. So a lot going on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything under active subdivisions? No? It being approximately 7:05 PM, we have some minutes to approve, and right after that, we'll get to the A&R.
I read the minutes, make a motion to accept as read.
Second,
All those in favor?
All right.
you have to do a roll call.
You gotta do a roll call because Tracy's on Zoom.
Jeff, I.
Kevin, aye.
Gary, aye.
Tracy, I.
Ron, aye.
Oh, Ron's there too.
Thank you, Ron.
Told you I was gonna try to do 2 at once.
Okay, then. All right, it being just slightly past 7:05 PM, we have an application for an A&R approval not required for 11 Gary Road. Is there anybody here representing that property? I'm the owner. You want to come up and sit down and tell us about it?
Right, as I said, it's supposed to use it.
What is it? You know, I'm looking at a plan, but it's not really clear to me exactly, which property is yours and,
Yep. So I had purchased a piece of property from the Blackbirds who live on 32 North Grove. So essentially, my property is the one with the houses delineated on the plan.
Yep.
And what I'm doing is I'm subdividing that to sell the pieces that are behind my neighbor's house on either side, right or left to me.
Oh, so you acquired that whole strip?
I acquired the 2.29 acres. I'm dividing it roughly in thirds, selling the pieces behind their house to them.
And you'll keep the one behind
I'll
you?
keep the one behind my house.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So there's no new, this either unbuildable portions that are being added to existing lots. So they do meet the test for an approval not required plan.
Okay. Any questions or comments from anybody on the board?
No issues at all.
I'm sorry, what?
No issues.
No issues. So do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the A&R as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Jeff, I.
Kevin, aye.
Gary, aye.
Ron, aye.
Tracy, I.
Very good. Thank you very
You're
much.
good to go.
That's all.
All right,
Painless.
sit.
Folks have a
When they're easy, they're easy.
It could all be that easy.
Yes, it could all be that easy. So, 7:10 yet? Just another minute?
They're not public hearings,
Oh,
so.
you're right, they're not. So,
Keep it moving.
what's that?
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving, no problem. It being close to 7:10 PM, we have a site plan waiver request, minor modification, trailer on site, 67 Mechanic Street, Hockomock YMCA. And I am going to have to recuse myself from this because of past contributions to the YMCA, and also because my brother-in-law Greg Spear is the head of the board there. So I think it's best for me to step away and not vote on this particular matter.
Mr. Buckley?
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. For the record, my name is Bill Buckley from Bay Colony Group. I'm here representing the applicant, the Hockomock Area YMCA. And so, as the chairman just said, we're submitting a request for a minor modification to an existing special permit. And it's in accordance with Section 10.4 special permits in Table 3.1 of the zoning bylaws. So what this is so the Hockomock YMCA was just recently, I guess they went to renew a permit, and they were informed by the building commissioner that there's a trailer on the site I don't know if anybody's familiar with the site, but there's only one entrance. So if you come in that entrance, before you get to the end there and take the right to go up to the main parking lot, there's a trailer that they put in there about, I'm not really sure, but about 2 years ago. And they use that trailer for summer camps. Doesn't have bathroom, on wheels, but they've definitely, put this little skirt around it and stuff. So the building commissioner has determined that they require a special permit. So we're requesting that the board issue a minor modification for this. It's a 56-foot by 12-foot trailer. It's located right on the edge of the pavement. It's mostly on pavement. As I stated, it's used as offices for the camps during the summer period. It's my opinion the trailer does not have a negative impact on the site. And under section 10.4.2 of the zoning bylaws, there's criteria that's listed, which I'm not going to go through. It's in the memo that I sent you, but it's my opinion that it meets it or does not cause a negative impact on it. If the trailer wasn't there today, it wouldn't impact traffic, it wouldn't impact parking, it wouldn't impact anything. It's just an amenity that's used for the summer period.
Do we have any questions here from the board, either in person or online?
I'm fine.
Bill, I do have a question. So this is a permanent fixture there. It's not a transitional trailer for construction of anything. That's going to be there permanently.
Well, I don't know if it's on permanent, but it's still on wheels. They could move it, but they put in an electrical service to it. So, but it's definitely not a construction trailer.
Does it need sprinklers or anything?
I don't think so. I mean, I would leave that up to the building commissioner, but it's only 56 by 12. Usually, 7,000 or 7,500 square feet is,
I think as long as it's on wheels, it's still considered temporary.
yeah. I mean, if it does, that's up to them to do it, to meet the requirements of what other things the building commissioner is going to put on. We're just here to talk about like the site plan approval stuff.
And just for purposes of clarification here, so are we looking at two determinations here? First being a minor modification and then a waiver request, or is it all wrapped up in one?
I think, I'm just asking for the board to waive the requirement, to ask for, on to the next one, for a minor modification to the existing site plan.
Mr. Chairman, we put both in there just in case, so it was the will of the board, whether it was a waiver or minor modification. But if the applicant is asking for a minor modification, I think we go with what that request is.
I think it's cleaner.
Actually, I apologize, Paige. I didn't quite catch that, what you said. You don't have the greatest audio here.
First they asked for a site plan waiver, then they asked for minor modification. So I put both because I wasn't sure which
Oh, all
direction
right,
they were
all right,
going.
I got it.
So they ended up, so he's asking for a minor modification,
Yep, okay,
so.
thank you. All right, that being the case, are there any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion for a minor modification request at 67 Mechanic Street.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor, Jeff, aye.
Gary, aye.
Ron, aye.
Tracy, I.
And that would be 4-0. Yes. Okay. Feel free to come join us, Mr. Chairman.
So it being on or about 7:15 PM, we have a site plan waiver request for a basketball court, 131 Central Street at the Foxborough Regional Charter School. Mr. Buckley?
So, Mr. Chairman, again, good evening. For the record, again, my name is Bill Buckley from Bay Colony Group, and I'm here representing the Foxborough Regional Charter School. And So in accordance with section 10541 of the zoning bylaws, I'm requesting that the board waive the requirement to file a site plan for a proposed basketball court at the charter school. So that's section 10.541 is the section of the bylaw of the site plan requirement that basically says if anything, if you alter more than 1,000 square feet of ground, unless you're a single or two-family house, you have to file a site plan. So I guess the charter school went in and talked to the building commissioner, and he determined that it falls under that section of the bylaw. So which is 10.5.32, I'm sorry. So what I'm enclosing, which you should have in your packet, is a sketch that shows the main campus of the charter school. It's actually two campuses here. This is the main campus that houses the elementary and middle. And you can see where the basketball court is located as you pull in the main entrance there, it's right on the left. That area is was originally a house that was bought by the charter school back around 2000 and I want to say roughly 8 or so. Was torn down, and then we used that area, the charter school used that area for temporary classrooms. And then when the big addition was put on around 2010 or 12, the temporary classrooms were taken away and it was just grass. And it's currently used as a recess area. If you ever drive down there during the day, the kids are out there on recess. So what they'd like to do is they'd like to put in a basketball court, 65 by 90. It will not have any lighting. It's only meant to be used for recess. These are young kids. These are elementary level kids. There was a question and comment that was actually requested of me about, is this going to be used any other times? And no, it won't be by the school, but I can't say that, Joe Blow and his kids won't go down there and shoot hoops on a Saturday or whatever, but there's no lights there as well. As far as moving it around, there's three playground areas on the school. So if you look up at the screen up there, this is the one playground area that we're talking about. Back in this area here is a playground. That's for mostly little kids. And then back in this area here, there's a playground area. There is a paved area back there. But then the rest of the site is used, this area is where the underground septic system is. And then this is the second campus. So we want to keep it over here in this area where the kids do recess now. You're not going to have them walk from here over, to the other campus. I did a little memo that we talked about the fact that this is an educational use. So it does fall under the limited site plan review of our zoning bylaws. And I just went down the list of how it's my opinion that it complies. So that concludes my presentation.
Bill, I'm sorry if I missed this. It's Tracy. There's going to be a fence around there?
There is not. There's a fence there. If you pull in now and look to the left, there's a 6-foot-high stockade fence between us and our neighbor that's already there, and we put that up. But the basketball court's not going to be fenced out.
I mean, my only concern is if those balls roll into the street or the driveway.
Around the court
There's
itself.
a fence around the court.
We started and it stopped until we get permission, and it's going all the way around that front field. There's already a chain link fence.
Do you hear that, Tracy?
There's a chain link fence.
No, I cannot, Gary.
They've already begun to put a fence up, and then they ceased until they got permission, but they're gonna continue the fence.
Sorry, I didn't know
Okay.
that.
Could you just identify?
Okay, yeah, as long, I see no issue with this as long as, there's a fence. And, has there been any concerns raised by the McCanns?
So to my knowledge, I was on the board there for 19 years, and we've never had any complaints that I know of from them. Have you heard any complaints from the neighbors?
No, and they are my friend's uncle and aunt. I know them, they're very nice people.
Have they had any complaints though about, okay.
Nope.
So could we just revisit that fence issue? So the fence would be around the perimeter of the...
So it already started from the street.
Yep.
The chain link went around and started coming up along the entrance.
Yeah.
But it's not, we didn't complete it yet until this.
So I guess the concern that was expressed remotely was that if there's not a fence around the court itself,
Yep.
balls could be heading out in the street. So is that fence going to circle around to the McCann's property on Central Street?
Yes, it's gonna
Okay.
be all fenced in.
Okay.
So let's just get it straight, because I don't know.
Right.
So this is a fence now. So is the fence going to go along
It's
Central,
already there.
and it's going to go along the side here? Or is it just going to stop, where is it going to go to?
It's going all the way around.
And then this way too, by
Yep.
the driveway?
And then all the way back.
And then wrap it
That's what I
back?
wanted to hear.
And there's gonna be a gate so that we can get in to cut the grass and.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
All right, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
So basically, just to clarify, that lot, that entire lot as shown is just going to be chain link, is going to be fenced, either the existing one or the new-ish one?
It's all new. We just put, that new fence started like 2 months ago, I think.
I guess the answer is yes, Paige. There's going to be a chain link fence here, 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 and wrap around. There's already a fence here.
Yep.
There's already a fence there, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And the quick question, the McCanns, I think that's the name that was mentioned, are they aware of this proposal?
I do not know.
It might be nice to reach out to them.
Yeah.
As long
That
as,
was my only concern on this, Bill will attest to that, it felt, and once he explained the limitations of the site and the space available, I did get it, and I have seen kids out there playing, but, it sort of was like the one lot that has a home on it is the one that's getting it, but, his explanation did seem reasonable, so I leave that to the board's discretion on that one.
I think I'm prepared to make a motion on that.
Yeah, we're good too.
Please. Yeah, I just make a motion that we approve the waiver request for the site plan at 131 Central Street.
Second?
Those in favor?
can we make that,
Contingent maybe on no lighting and the fencing?
yeah, contingent on no lighting and a fence around the whole
Yeah, there's
perimeter.
gonna be a fence, no lighting. And we'll even put signs up that say, only use there on for school.
property.
Yeah.
Well, I would certainly acquiesce to those conditions.
So Gary, yes.
Kevin, yes?
Jeff, yes?
Ron, yes.
Tracy, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else we need to do this evening?
All I got, we just need to sign the A&R before you leave, over there on the table. You can sign that.
Thank you.
I just want to say hi.
That's all I have.
Have a good
Anything
evening.
else, Paige?
No, nothing else. And the select board got out at 7:35, so you're on track.
Kev,
You're gonna beat them.
eat it, baby. 7:20.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Boy, you guys weren't screwing around. Like 1 minute late.
Hope I'm gonna be back.
Thank you all for coming.